Hi everybody, how are we doing today? My name's Noah. I'm coming back for another Flosstube video. Let's see if this one's also an hour and a half long like my last one was. It was so easy to like fall into that with you guys, but maybe if it does end up an hour and a half today, it does, and we'll just work with it. I like longer videos, some people like longer videos, so I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb and airplane mode and no Wi-Fi and all that stuff too, to maybe combat text messaging, phone calls, silly stuff that like people end up, messaging me or something, and I have to do editing like I did last time. I've never edited something as big as an hour and a half long movie, because that's literally what it was. But hopefully this week will make it a little bit smoother, it'll upload quicker, and it's been a couple weeks. I just want to straight out say I do have like a little notebook full of stuff that I've been like writing down over the past couple of weeks, because it's really just been absolutely incredible. The amount of people, like it's amazing how many people have just shown me support and love and commented and liked and subscribed and watched and messaged me on Instagram and emailed me, and just everything that people have been doing these past couple weeks here on Flosstube. It has been absolutely just outpour of love, and I really want to thank you guys for that. Everybody, guys, girls, non-binary pals, everybody that has taken the time out of their day, especially an hour and a half long video, whether you have to break that up 20 days and you only watch a snippet every day, even that means just so much to me. Every time I log back in, there's another message of someone sharing their stitching with me, or sharing how watching me, this is what they stitched on, or their child is involved in stitching, and so they're able to show their children my video to show that young people are doing this craft. And everybody, like, I could talk about this probably for an hour and a half, like I keep talking about that, but seriously, I just want to thank everybody completely. I'm gonna get off my soapbox there. All the shout outs, all the follows, everything. Kind of go over admin stuff super quick. I guess that was like admin stuff. I do want to thank Married with Stitches, Derek and Christian, also the owners of Fortnite Fabrics. I went out to their place last week. It's been a week now that I've been back. I think it was like 4 nights or something. It was a good little trip. It was crazy. We had so much fun. Constantly, it was insane. We got a lot of stitching done, which I have here for you today. We have new starts, we have finishes, we have haul, there's a lot going on. I also, depending on the time, I'm pretty certain I'm gonna get this one in. I'm just gonna save it to the end. I want to show other works that I've done, other projects that I've done, quilts and crochet, knitting, embroidery, stuff like that, so you guys can see that, because a lot of people on my last video were commenting that they wanted to see some of that stuff. I can't, it has been like, there's just been so many people with so many amazing messages. I know I'm going back to that again, but again, I just want to say thank you before I get into the stitching and everything, that all of the people I've talked to over the past couple weeks, I've tried to reply to every comment on the video. I think there's like 500 now with my replies, so like that's not like all the comments, but there's like 6,000 views on it, which I don't even know 6,000. I don't even know 30 people, let alone 6,000. Like, oh my god. But just absolutely crazy, just wild. So when I was down in North Carolina with Derek and Christian, Fortnite Fabrics, Married with Stitches, Their stuff will be downstairs, like down there in the drop down box below as well, of course. I had a new start and I also had a finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that now. This is my only, yes, this is my only finish. I was very, very close to one, but work got a little crazy this weekend and school started today. So it's roughly 3 o'clock now, and I was in Zoom classrooms all morning. I'm excited though. I'm not gonna complain about it because this is the way that it has to be right now, and this is the way that it should be right now, to protect everybody, students, teachers, administration, everybody. I am incredibly fortunate enough to go to a university that I feel take science and fact very literally, and they have the resources. I'm very, very fortunate. They have the resources to be able to do the virtual learning away and give students the opportunity to, you know, go into use those resources because they're, you know, I'm very fortunate. I have amazing professors that are making sure I'm getting through my senior year. Everything is lined up. Just absolutely. I actually have, I wanted to show you because this might be my caveat to this Flosstube. That I don't post once every couple of weeks. I do want to stick to like a 2-week schedule. I like Mondays. I always have Mondays off of work. And now with the way that school schedule is, I'll also not be going into a classroom on Mondays. So I can film for Flosstube and stuff today and still get a little stitching done, still get schoolwork done, all the good stuff. But I just wanted to show you, this is just my textbooks, but I'm a highlighter person. I think as stitchers, a lot of us like our spreadsheets and like our organization and agendas and stuff, but there's some of us that don't, and that's fine too, but to each their own. I'm a highlighter person. I love to write. It could be the future teacher in me that loves to make sure everything is explicit and written down. But I have these are my first 3 classes, and then this is my other 2 courses this semester. This is all due by Friday. It's Monday. I was just in class all morning. I deserve the hour to film this, right? Right, maybe. Now to get to stitching because you don't want to hear about all that. Well, maybe you do, but you probably don't. So, new start, finished object. I was going to fully finish this, but again, I wanted to work on another stitching piece and the weekend got out of hand. Classes started, everything. 2020 is so unorganized that I truly do believe that if I could find the board, I truly feel like everybody can kind of go with that, you know, where we had plans and they didn't work out and we just kept it pushing. So, did not fully finish. It should be fully finished by my next Flosstube. Again, not promising anything. It can easily end up somewhere else. But it is by Just Cross Stitch. It is, when I was up there with Derek and Christian, they had the digital versions of the Halloween ones, and we were sitting there stitching. I was actually working on Christmas in Nantucket, which I'll show later, by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. Julie put her stuff down there below as well, of course. But I was sitting there stitching on that, and I looked at them and I said, I need a new start. It needs to happen now, and it needs to be Halloween. And typically when I do that to myself, I have, you know, a stash to pull from, or I have patterns that I've been holding on to, cherishing. So I had the urge, startitis, or as some of us say, you know, and I wasn't able to do it because I wasn't at my house. But Derek and Christian were extremely nice. We all dyed some fabric together. This is the fabric that I dyed it on. And then they also gave me the Halloween cross stitches, the magazine's Just Cross Stitch. I chose from Halloween 2014. It is called the Halloween Hootin', like Hootin'. I'm country, so like that probably sounds even worse, but Halloween Hootin' Owl. it's an owl. It is done with the DMC conversion. It was a Sullivan thread, originally charted, but I did have the DMCs there with them that they offered me, Derek and Christian, so I went with that. But here he is. Look how cute he is. His name is Herbert. He's Herbert the Halloween Hootin' Owl. Everybody on Instagram loves him. If you aren't following me there, it's the same way that my YouTube channel is like spelled. It just has a period between Noah and Stitches. So my Instagram is Noah Stitches. Follow me there. I've posted this like a week ago when I finished it. I finished him in less than a week. He's roughly 7,000 stitches. The back stitch is what I truly love about this guy, because it really brings him to life. And on this fabric, he just looks like he's on a little tree branch. Perfect for Halloween. That's why I want to fully finish him too, because I want to have him up and about when October comes. Because I have some big plans for Halloween this year when it comes to stitching. So I'll share those later. But one more look at him. Herbert the Halloween Hootin' Owl by Just Cross Stitch 2014 Halloween edition. DMC conversion. This is done on 32 count even weave, because even weave is my favorite. It is my tried and true piece. I do have so much more of this fabric though. Oh, he's upside down, but look how much more fabric of this do I have. So I want to put something special on this one because, again, Christian, Derek, and I are all dyed it together. So I want to make sure that, you know, he's treated lovely. I do, it was funny because one of the comments said, on my last Flosstube, that I call my projects her and she. When I was referencing them, I didn't realize what my tics were and how I call them like sentence pauses. So like like, click my tongue. Called out on that one too. I would tongue pop when I would end the sentence, like I was clearing my mouth like that. And some people were like, love the video, but we have headphones on and that could be a little intrusive. So I'm gonna try my hardest today, which is why I have my water, but my sparkling water. I'm gonna try my hardest not to do that today. So that was my only new start that was also a finished object, or an FO. If you're new to the community, kind of go through acronyms super quick. WIPs, which is what I'm about to talk about, is works in progress. Cross-stitchers love acronyms. So we also have Stitch Along, or SAL. It's where you stitch on the same project with a group of people to kind of hold each other accountable, but also to have that like community and fellowship tied to that piece. I'm going to show you one of those later. And then we also have FFOs, which is fully finished objects, which would be something like this, where it's, you know, the cross stitch has been stitched and it has been put in a framing style way. Now, since I have this out, there was another question on my comments. There's so many on that video, which is, again, thank you so much, guys and girls and non-binary pals, for doing that for me, because that was really sweet of you guys. But with that, I can't pull questions that other people asked, so I try to respond to them in the comments with links and answers. But someone asked me specifically about how I date and how I stitch my name into my finished objects. So I wanted to show y'all super quick, because there was a question about it. On this one right here, I have my name, Noah Keith Baker. It's my initials right there. And then I have my year that I completed it in, 2020. I just did a dash and then the 20. There are other ways that I also finish objects, so with like my name on them and stuff. This one does not. This is my Quaker de Noël by Jardin Privé. I did not put my name on it because my margins were really tight. like extremely tight. You can see here that my stitching butts right up against how I finished it. So, I mean, you can see it head on, but just kind of to prove it even more, it is a, it's like that. So instead of stitching my initials on here and the year that I completed it in, because again, margins are tight, I put everything on the back. This is disgusting, I'm aware. A lot of people have asked me for tutorials on my finishing. And I'll do that eventually, but this is already a step in the right direction because I'm showing the back of this. But this hangs up against the wall, so nobody sees it unless they want to see it. And at that point, it's kind of like a back of a project. You show it, you don't show it, whatever. But here I have my name, I have the year that I completed it, the project name, and who the designer was, so it was by Jardin Privé. I have the fabric designer, like the fabric maker, dyer, that's the word I was looking for. And then I have the name of the fabric, and then if it does have a name, so Fortnite Fabrics, this was a part of their permanent collection that they had for spring and summer 2020. It was the boho collection, the desert collection. And so it was moccasin, and it was on 32 count, and I used DMZ threads. I'm gonna remember this, and if there ever comes a day that I don't remember it because life happens and you forget some stuff sometimes, it's just nice to have back there, as well as something that might be sold in a thrift store later on, or might be sold at a, you know, like a second hand buyer, passed around, Goodwill, something like that. That way people know if they care to know. Again, doesn't hurt to do it. And then the last way that I also put my name into pieces, it's pretty much those two ways right there. But some cross-stitch pieces call for actually stitching your initials or your full name into the piece. So full coverage pieces are not gonna do something like this, but maybe something like Save the Stitches. Oh my gosh, that glare. You would think I'd learned from last time. Something like Save the Stitches. Here it has Save the Stitches and then my initials and like a cool charted, she gives you a pattern so you can have like all of the letters of the alphabet. So actually obviously I always keep my patterns, but I use this one quite often so I can stitch really cool letters that go up really fast and they're fancy like. But so, and even here she's got the, she has stitched or designed and I stitched the name of the project into that. So that's kind of the three ways that typically I get my name on there. I know that was really long for the people that don't care that much, but since someone asked, I just wanted to make sure that I showed that. It's difficult to explain over comments on YouTube. Now I want to do new starts. Obviously we did Herbert the Halloween Owl. I also started, this is kind of me venturing out into embroidery. I talked about it last time, how I had a little small kit from Walmart that was embroidery. One night I was sitting here, I was really tired. I was like, I guess I'll start it just because I want to see if I like it. It could be the new thing. Oh, my lighting just got really bad. Well, here we are. So it's just a cactus garden, as Walmart or the designer says, maker. Mini Maker Stitchery. It is a 15-piece embroidery project. It comes with a hoop. It comes with all the floss, which is not DMC. It doesn't say which brand it is. I can tell working with it too that it frays easier on me. And I don't know if it's just because of the constant, and I'll show you too here in a second. The fabric is different from cross stitch fabric because it's almost a piece of cloth and there's no holes, so you have to like stab it, and I don't know if I like that because I don't like the noise. I know some people like the noise. I don't like the noise that much, so I have not picked it up much, but this is what it looks like finished. I mean, I say I haven't picked it up much, but there's actually quite a bit done. At least for me. I worked on this morning in class, the beauty about virtual courses, I only need here up for my professor to watch me and for me to verbalize with the class. And so I found that it was kind of helping me focus on the lecture and everything that she was going on about today. So I'll go ahead and show that one really quick. This is what it looks like. I don't know if y'all can see that well. I've only done like 2 or 3 colors. I've got, this fabric is like, okay. I've gotten a couple colors done. So I did this like peachy, like, what's the word I'm looking? No, it's like a peach. I didn't iron it because it had literally just come off the hoop because I just got out of class. This is what I got done this morning. I did a little bit of the little blossom on that middle cactus there, but I am starting with this like terracotta brown, and that fills in right down here. I'm enjoying it in terms of like, it does move faster than cross stitch. So like, I'm obviously able to clear something like this a lot faster because that's easily like 100 something cross stitches if you were doing it that way, which I enjoy. And I like the texture. Like I enjoy like rubbing it, like especially with like something like this one where like the threads are going in this way. But I don't know if I like that like stab, pull the thread through, makes that noise. It's like a, as like the thread goes through. I'm just not used to it, so it's just something different. I think it'll look cute though when it's finished. It'll finish in that hoop. They gave a piece of felt with that kit as well, so you can back it. I also had someone ask about that with my embroidery hoop. The 2 finishes that I had, it was the Olympic National Park as well as the Homo Sweet Homo, which was my screen grab on the last video. The back of it, I put a felt and I blanket stitched that into place with a hand needle. And it lays right on the back. It covers something like the back of your work or something like that. So plan on doing that with this one too, because they did give me the felt, which was nice of them. I think it was like a $4 or $5 kit, and honestly, it's worth it. Because if you're trying something, you know, just like cross stitch, how I got into cross stitch, I just tried it, and next thing I know, here I am. I do enjoy these greens though. Oh, that's showing true color. These greens are gonna look really, really nice with those like cactus pots. So that was a new start as well. I'm kind of jumping all over the place today, aren't I? I also had another new start. I have the Mirabelle. Oh, I wasn't ready for that, was I? In my defense, I've been talking for 6 hours. This is August Peridot Fairy by Nora Corbett, Mirabilia Cross Stitch Designs. Of course, I have made working copies. Oh, that glare is terrible. There we go. Pictures never really show the beauty of this piece. I mean, all of this is beadwork, and you obviously cannot tell in this picture here. I do have working copies, so I can make sure that she is, I can keep the pattern and refer to that if I need to, but I don't want to ruin it because the way that they have it is kind of awkwardly set up. I do like the setup, but it's hard to attach to the top of my Q-snap when I'm like stitching on it or something like that. So I did make working copies because I'm a highlighter. I do enjoy my highlighters. I have her in this bag right here. I want to go ahead and show the bag. I showed it on Married with Stitches Flosstube that we posted last week, but I haven't showed on here yet. I did complete this like a day after I filmed the last video. It is this Halloween inspired bag. Oh, that glitter is showing up. Good, good, good. Ooh, isn't that pretty? I love glitter, hence the nails. Even the nails are all, you know, pizzazzy. So this is it right here. I did like I'm gonna say this, and I really think that it's the right word. I did mitered corners, where you cut the corner like that. I think this is mitered. I think. I only know mitered in terms of construction. So like I mitered, you know, the 2x4 or something like that. I'm just gonna go with that. You know what I mean. I made the corners fancy. So when my thread is sitting in this on the couch, it kind of like plumps up. My Q-snap is in here right now, so it's not going to, but when my Q-snap's not in here, it kind of plumps up and sits on the couch like a wedge tote, but it's not a wedge tote, so I can still pack it and take it with me or whatever. So I have my Mira in here. She is on 32 count even weave, shocker, by Fortnite Fabrics. I do enjoy their fabric. That's why all of my pieces are like that. But she is on 32 count even weave, and it is Fairy Ring by Fortnite Fabrics. It was their fabric of the month last month. It is on a half yard, so give me just a second. I'm trying to like pull it. It's a half yard of fabric, so I'm trying. Oh, the light's coming back. Good, good, good. I'm trying to unroll it all within my lap. So let me get this together. Pardon me here. This is actually showing really true to color. It's kind of like a, if you know their boho collection, their desert collection, I would say it's very similar to something like a Caravan Tan, where it's very light. The modeling is there for sure, like you can definitely see that, but it's not something that's like my other projects where there's giant blobs of color or that more intense modeling, which I do also thoroughly enjoy. I wanted to make sure she fit into the corner that I put her on, because again, she's on a half yard of fabric. I wanted to make sure that I had everything lined up really well. Kind of paranoid about that ever since I've done something like Pandemic. I just wanted to make sure everything lines up. So she does fit onto this corner that I've got her on. This is her right here. I did not iron her because she was put away so I can finish this other project this week, or over the next couple of days. Oh goodness. This is her today. Got like all the fabric back here. This is her today on, what's today's date? August 24th, 2020. I am hoping, Derek, Bearded Stitcher on Instagram, he's half of Married with Stitches, keep talking about them, but this, he has dared me to complete it in 2 weeks, and I came, or not 2 weeks, 2 months. Oh my God, 2 weeks would be intense. He dared me to do it in 2 months, and I came back with doing it in 3. I think I can get her done in 3 months. I really do. I've done the width of her bottom of her dress. Let me get this back out. So I've done the bottom of her dress right there. You see how it goes right there? And I've gone all the way up to the top of that fairy wing. So you see it here. That's that sharpness. Like that back wing right there, not the front wing. Or is it the front wing? It's both. This is what I've done. Just look at this. So this is my needle minder from Fire Poppies. Have a lot of haul from them. I spent a pretty penny over there, but honestly, it's all worth it. I need all of it. I always need all the stitchy stuff. It's got like a dog and a cat on it. Isn't that just so pretty? It's so cute. There's needles on it, but it's super cute. I can pre-drop my needles, like preload my needles, set it on here, and then top it over the top of my Q-snap, because it just like dangles and it doesn't catch on the back, because I work in an 8x8 Q-snap. But also I put in, just this weekend alone, I started her earlier this week. I have a date written down somewhere. It's probably in my book. But I have put like roughly 20 hours of work into her, specifically 12 on Friday, Thursday. One of these days. I've put a lot of work into her, so it might look a little deceiving right now, but this is the height of the Mira. I mean, she goes a little bit taller because of her hair, but it's pretty much only to the top of that needle minder right there. So she's gonna be she's gonna be a big girl, and I'm here for it. This little, I keep showing her because she's just so stunning. This little blob right here is actually the top of her bodice. This is where her corset is, and then the wings, of course, and then the dress. I have done 1/6 of the black. I haven't put any of color into her yet. I wanted to, but again, the weekend got away from me. She has these beautiful blues and greens for the wings, just stunning. But I've only put in a skein of 310. Still a lot. I don't know. She looks good though. I'm excited for her. She'll be worth it. Again, 3 months. I'll have a date for my next video of exactly when I started her and if that 3 month is actually gonna happen. Because I think it can. I think it can. One last look at her. I'm sure everyone has seen her or stitched her or wants to stitch her. But that's that on that. Let's go to a smaller piece now because that was kind of a lot. I do have the Buttons and Beads by Mill Hill, the Autumn series. I still don't take my things out of the bags. It is the espresso, oh my lorsh. Oof. This is the espresso. It comes with all the beads, of course. It comes with the perforated paper as well as the beading needle, the treasure, like this little heart right there, that dangles on the bottom right down there. And this is where I'm at. Not a super ton, but not a super bad amount either. That's looking really weird on camera, so I'm just gonna do this. I've got majority of this done. It's just a lot of white and a lot of gray. I don't think you can actually see the color difference, and there's like a whiter section right there. The lighting got weird again. We're just gonna have to go with it today. I got spoiled last week with the giant box lights that Married with Stitches use for their floss tubes. So that's that on that. It wasn't a lot. Again, I have actually put this down as my 30-minute a day project. I was picking it up every morning for 30 minutes, putting some time into her. But again, life got crazy and I'm trying to enjoy this craft. I'm not going to make goals that make me dislike stitching on it. And that's the reason why I'm kind of nervous about the 3 months on the Mirabilia. But I think she'll be worth it. I think I can do it. Hold me to it. Hold me to it, guys. And girls and non-binary pals. I need to start using more grouping language like y'all, because I use it all the time already. Why can't I just use it now? Anyways, I am working on Christmas in Nantucket. It is by Hemlock and Rye Stitchery. It is Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Again, earlier I said that I'd put her down there in the drop-down box. Of course, I will do that again. I did iron this because I'm so proud of it. We're that close, like that close. If you're stitching and you care about this piece, I would look up now because I am literally so close to a finish on this piece. This is the first set of houses that Julie has designed. I have her here. I have, starting from this side, going over here. This is Cherry Street, Orange Street, and Quince Street. I know how to say that thanks to the comments in the last video. Julie thought it was funny that I was trying to figure it out last video because she was like, I'm with you on that. I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. So obviously I had Cherry Street done last time. I had Orange Street done last time. If you've watched the last video, if you haven't, that's what I had done last time. Now I have Quince. I really hope I'm saying it right because y'all will drag me in the comments if I'm not. But this is her right here. She's a big girl. Derek, in their video, Christian said it because Derek had said it earlier on in the day. These are bigger than what typically people think. I mean, that's like 4 inches. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like around like 4 inches. This is done on 32 count even weave. It's just ivory by Picture This Plus or I can never say any of the names. It's terrible. I need some culture. But this is her right here. So I only have this middle part, and that's done. Because right in here, let me move the thread out of the way. Right in here, I have the widow's walk up at the top, which you can barely see right now because it's getting washed out. But I have this little top of the window, and then I have this fill-in back stitch, and then the borders. So I don't know how many hours I've put into this. I did put around 15 this past couple of days because I wanted to get her finished. I worked on her with virtual stitchers the other night. I did, you know, and it's almost done. I'm kind of sad though. I need Julie to come out with the next set, or maybe I restitch individual. I'm not gonna restitch. There's too many things to restitch anything, but I love them, and I'm gonna miss her when I'm done, and I think that's why I'm kind of slowing down a little bit. But last time I had only had for my own video for 2 weeks ago, not Married with Stitches video, because I had more progress done. But I think I only had the fence, the outline of the windows, and the top of the house, like the line work in here, this little white strip. I think all of everything else has been over the past 2 weeks, which is incredible. That's a lot of stitching. The needle minder is Arsenic Poison Do Not Drink. It is a needle minder by Top Knot Stitchery. Abby is great. Enjoy her. She's on Instagram, Top Knot Stitcher. She has a store. Super nice quality needle minder. It's really strong. So I enjoy working with that, with this piece, with this on it. Trying to think where I'm at now. Y'all should see everything strewn out in front, around, behind me right now. It's so funny. I am working also on the Linens and Threads Mystery Sampler Stitch Along. It is a Quaker inspired sampler. Brendan and his wife are designing these, and they are free. They are offered once a month on the first of the month. They come out with a different part, and it adds to the overall piece, and it is a year-long project. So there are 12 parts to it. We are in month 8, so we are on part 8 theoretically at this point, or you should be, or you can't be. It really depends, because I'm not caught up. I said last video that I like waiting till the end of the month to stitch my piece, and I should have took myself more literally, because today's the 24th. I have 7 more days, because there are 31 in August this year. No, not just this year. It happens every year. Lord have mercy. My birthday is the 30th. You would think that I would know that there was always 31. I'm just gonna, gosh. So, I'm stitching on 18 count Ada. It is oatmeal. It is just a generic box, big box store. I think I got it from Michael's. It's probably like DMC or like the gold collection or something that they have. I'll go ahead and show this. I really need to get a bigger board, like a bigger mat board, but I haven't finished anything recently, so I haven't needed to like buy one. So it's just this like smaller piece. Oh, I was making protest signs because everything going on in the world. Black Lives Matter, and they always have, and not to the extent that they've needed to be held at. To, you know, I hope, you know, the world slowly becomes a better place, or rapidly. I'd be okay with it happening rapidly too. But if that's an issue with this channel for you, that I'm too political when I say that, even though they're human rights, that Black lives do matter, and they're worthy, and they are amazing, and they're cherished and loved, then you can go ahead and leave, because that's not up for discussion. Yes, this is about crafting, but let's not forget about real issues that are happening in the world. So back to the stitching, I guess. This is Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler 2020. I only have this little circle done for August. That's all she is. She has a little leaf tree like sprig right here, but that's all that I have, and it fills in. It's the most beautiful like little motif. I just need to get back to her. I'm just so excited to finish Christmas in Nantucket, and I'm really pushing for that. That I'll be able to finish. Probably what'll end up happening is I might wait until the end of the month so September comes out at the same time, and I can just really like put a few solid days of stitching into this, and it's done. And it's caught up until October, but we'll see. School could be a little bit crazier than expected. But again, stitching is a hobby, it's not a job, and I'm enjoying my time doing it. I'm doing this in DMC 311. I started this at the beginning of the year because it's my first stitch along, so it holds a little special place in my heart. Again, earlier how I was talking about finishes, the initials and the year are stitched into this one because it was designed that way. I do have, again in the last video I mentioned that I wanted to do her on something like an even weave or, you know, linen, a higher count fabric so the gaps fill in a little bit nicer. But I'm looking at her and, you know, over the past couple of weeks that it's been since, I've come to realize that I really enjoy the look of the Aida on this. I'm an Aida stitcher. I have a lot of projects on Aida, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying I enjoy the obviousness of like the X as well as the empty space where it has the holes of the Aida throughout. So just falling in love with your pieces more and more as time goes on. I've started Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I've not got any stitching done on this. It's been 2 weeks and she's been sitting on my coffee table staring at me. And again, there's not enough time to stitch all the things, and if there were, this would have work done on her. I want to pick her back up though because I realized that she's a big, okay, I obviously knew that she was big because I did the border, but I actually found out an exact calculation on stitches. Someone cannot remember who put it out, but someone put out a post or something that was they had gone on their Pattern Keeper, which is an Android only app where you can upload patterns or you source them through there. I don't have Android, so I don't know exactly the way, but when you highlight one of the symbols, it'll show you the symbols throughout. And like someone told me that they did that with their Long Dog sampler, so they could highlight as they go, because I have working copies. 75,000 stitches, like full crosses, 75,000 crosses, which is fine. I don't mind big projects because obviously, like if you watched my last video, I have the Lion King cross stitch by it is the Disney DreamWorks collection by MCG Textiles. That's the designer. Obviously Thomas Kincaid painted the picture and then they designed the cross stitch pattern after him, but that was like 68,000 stitches. So this was an additional like 7,000 to 10,000 stitches, and I haven't, I calculated it, I'm only like 0.05% done with the border included. Like I counted the border because it matters. But for people that don't want to sit back and go watch another hour-and-a-half long video, I'm just going to show it today. I did dye this fabric myself. It is 18 count Aida. This is the overview of it. It's got the border down there at the bottom. This entire thing fills up. It is gigantic, and I absolutely love every single motif that's in here. Every time I look at the pattern, I find something new, and I haven't even started stitching that area. So who's to tell me how many patterns and little symbols and cute back stitches that I'm going to find in here? So I'm super excited to work on her. This is it right here. I'm doing it in DMC Blanc. It's just a white. She's stitching really evenly, a little bit closer so you can see the stitches. I do not have it ironed, so please bear with me here. Aida, I do find, is a little bit easier to lay the stitches evenly on. A lot of people commented and reached out to me on my Instagram and asked me how I get my stitches to lay so evenly. If you're interested, I can do a video on that in the future, do like a close-up shot, kind of like a stitch with me, and show how I lay my stitches. I do not use a laying tool. I know some people do. I prefer one-handed stitching. Like I only go back and forth like this. So if I have a laying tool as well, I'm not holding my Q-snap and there's no way for me to do that. but I do have a surprise later in haul that might fix that issue. But since I've just been stitching so long, it's such habitual to not use a laying tool and to kind of know when a floss is gonna twist on you mid-stitch. So if you want, comment below if you want something like that, but I'd be interested in doing it. I just don't want to make anything that people aren't going to like want to watch or to learn from, because if you already know how to lay your stitches flat, what's the purpose, you know? I could use that for stitching time. This is highly embarrassing because I just showed a project bag that I had made myself, but I do not have project bags for every single one of my pieces, because realistically at the start of this year I only had 2 pieces and now I have like 6. That's actually not bad. That's really not bad because I've finished a lot of pieces too. This has been a really good stitching year. Really good stitching year. I do have COVID to thank for that. That's just because I was able to be at home for like a month, 2 months, something like that. But I keep it in this plastic. Y'all, this is so embarrassing. I should not be calling myself out like this. I keep it in this just plastic bag. It's not even a Ziploc. This is what came in my stitchy haul. Like the bags that the patterns come in. Specifically, this pattern came in this bag. And so I was like, that can cover my floss and my fabric from getting dusty when it's just sitting there. So yeah, everything's fine over here. It holds it just as well as a project bag. Not as cute, but it works. But I also know I'm not a fan of vinyl on my project bags, so that I can like see straight through it and I'm like, oh, that's pandemic. Like I know, like, you know, I can get to that. But I'm trying to think whips. Oh, I also have my patriotic girl, my patriotic woman, I'm sorry. She is a woman of color. It is for the diversity and inclusion SAL. It is a movement, not a SAL. There's a lot of different hashtags going around on Instagram for these. I haven't posted her on Instagram yet because I didn't have enough again, I can't talk. I didn't have enough progress on her at the time, and I did take her on the plane with me, but on the way back, I did not get any stitching done because it was nighttime and the guy next to me was sleeping on the plane, so I didn't want to like pull all my stitching out and sit there and, you know, turn on the light above us, and there's just a lot going on. So no delays on that flight. I did have a really bad delay on the way out of Nashville, because that's where I'm at. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States of America. But I'm stitching her on 25 count opalescent even weave. I watch these videos back and I'm like, he really likes even weave, you know what I mean? So I'm stitching her on this one. You can't really see the sparkle. Yeah, you can. She's just so beautiful. So I had this much done. This is what she looks like. Oh, I never showed Pandemic either. So I'm gonna show Pandemic in here in a minute, but I'm gonna talk about her real quick because I have found a name for her. So if you did watch my last video, I was struggling to find a name for this beautiful woman. There she is. She is by Sengi Stitch up at the top. Since then, Rachel has actually reached out to me, Rachel Moore. And she was like, thanks so much for showing my video and your video. Like, thanks for downloading and stitching it and everything like that. I will link, a lot of people in the comments on the last one were asking about this one. So I'm gonna link it down there to make sure that y'all could just immediately go straight over to Etsy and support her. It's super cute with the 4th of July like styled earrings. You can't see it here, but because I don't have it stitched yet. Those earrings are like a star, and then of course the American flag like head wrap she has, really nice. But this is where I'm at. It is 1/1, so I didn't want her to be gigantic because if I did her 1 or 2/2 on 25 count, she would have been massive. It would have eaten floss. I think there's something nice about the daintiness of the 1/1 with her skin. And so I've done every of that like caramel, like deep brown, that like more of like a coppery brown. And then I have started the neck right there because she's only gonna be like this big. Like the headdress goes up there, and then, not the headdress, but the wrap goes up there, and then the neck goes only down there. So she's, honestly, she's probably, looking at the pattern right now, she's probably like a solid third of the way done. Because there is back stitching, but it's not intense. It's not super. So, but I'm excited though, because she's gonna look really good. I need to pick her back up. She's gonna end up being my 30 minutes a morning after I finish the espresso, when I get back onto doing that. Now that school has started and work is going back to normal, I'll be able to completely make it into a routine to do the 30 minutes in the morning and do all that. So again, she'll be done by the end of the year for sure. There's no way that she wouldn't be. I'm trying with the tongue pops today to not do those. So lots of water. Have her in this little project bag, matching with the grind guard. Super cute. I did sew these myself. I do want to go ahead and take this moment too and thank you guys, y'all, everybody, that reached out privately as well as on the YouTube comments, asking if I sold project bags, such as these, whether it's top-down zipper or it's one of the ones that has like the front-facing zipper, if I have vinyl ones. Seriously, a lot of people reached out and asked me if I sold bags. I do not. I would really be worried if I brought that into having a full-time job, going to school full-time, trying to do Flosstube, trying to stitch, and trying to have a social life. And you know, there's a lot of moving parts in my life right now, and I honestly think even the off chance that I just sold a random bag like on an Instagram post or something like that, I do feel like it would be overwhelming. So at this moment I do not, but if I ever do, or if you need like a specific fabric, I could, I'm not saying never, but as of right now, no. There are beautiful bags, project bags, knitting, crochet, stitching, everything that people make. And just Googling crochet bags or cross stitch bags, something like that, you'll find tons and tons of Etsy shops that do them. I'm afraid that I would burn myself out, and I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do that at all, but I don't want to do it yet. So thank you again for reaching out and asking if you could support me that way. But at the moment, I do not make them as a business expense. I'm not saying I don't have good stitching, I'm just saying it would just be way too much. So, maybe a year from now, maybe 3 weeks from now, I might sit here in 3 weeks and be like, guys, I'm opening a knitting and cross stitch bag shop on Etsy, but I don't know, we'll see. I think that's it for whips. I just have haul. Because again, I was really working away on the owl. I mean, the owl alone was 7,000 stitches. That's a lot of stitches. And that's not, you know, that wasn't the only thing I worked on. I also worked on the lemon and thread. I did the little outline. I did the patriotic. Oh, I didn't tell you about her name. Oh my God. Okay. So, again, I'm talking about patriotic. This is this piece right here by Sengi Stitch. This lady. I did not tell you her name. So in the last video, I talked about how I wanted to do a name for her. So I wanted it to be someone like a person of color that I either learned a lot from, have a special connection with, had a good conversation, just something that was like important to me, you know, because every piece is a little piece of you. So when I was actually on the airplane, there was a lady, the airline attendants, like they walk up and down the aisle and stuff, stewardess, or I don't know what their like official title is. I don't want to like go down that road if it's not the right road to go down. But she was taking care of everybody, and she looked cute. She was like walking around, like strutting the aisle. And so she walked by, and this was on the delay. So this is when I was leaving Nashville to fly over to North Carolina, and the delay was bad. And I was stitching away, you know, just like go, go, go. It was a 2-hour delay, so that kind of sucked, but I got more stitching time, so it wasn't that bad. But so I was stitching away on her, and this lady came up to me and she says, you know, the airline attendant, she comes up to me and she says, it's so nice to see someone working on something physical, like making something. And I was like, oh yeah, like I'm obsessed, like I haven't been able to put down crafts in like a decade, you know what I mean? Like even more, because I started crocheting when I was like 6. So I was like, in 16 years almost, like I have not been able to put down needlework or yarn crafts, something. And she said, it's so nice because, you know, so many people are on their phones, they're listening to music, whatever, they're watching TV while they're doing this. And I was like, don't get me wrong, I do it too. And she says, she's beautiful, like, can I see, because I did not have a lot of done at her. And I said, do you want to see what she looks like? And she was like, oh, I would love to see what she looks like when she's done. And so, of course, I show her this photo, and she thinks that, she was like, you did that? And I was like, no, 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 no. I was like, that is not my credit to have. I'll take credit for the stitching, but this, designing a pattern, putting it out there, no, I do not have that. So I told her someone else designed it, bought off Etsy, and I was working on her because a lot of cross stitches typically depict like Caucasian and white people rather than like BIPOC, so like Black, Indigenous people of color. There's really not a lot of like Asian representation, or, you know, just, it's very the same. Ivory skin, pale, which is beautiful. It, you know, there's a time and a place always. But I wanted to stitch on her because it, you know, look at her. And we just got to talking, and we talked about the state of the world that it's in right now, and it got, her and our conversation got deep, and she was, you know, she was saying some stuff about her experience as a Black woman, and like how these times right now are really like changing for the better, but she's concerned that like it won't. Just a lot of talk about like everything, and it was just really inspirational. And at the end, I caught her name, and I was leaving the airplane, and I texted Christian and Derek, and I was like, I know her name, like I know exactly what I'm calling this lady. Her name is Naomi. That was the lady that I talked to, and that is now the name of the cross stitch, because again, it makes something, it's a special story to me. And it was a really good conversation to have. So I think that that conversation and this cross stitch deserves that, you know what I mean? So this is Naomi. I'll be referring to her as Naomi from now on. Naomi, patriotic, same piece. But I do also want to name my Mira something cool. So I've got to figure out something to name her, but I've got some time on her. So that's that on that. Or as Michelle Obama says, it is what it is. I don't know who else is here. I'm gonna show you a couple other things. I'm gonna show you a haul first, and then if you're interested, I'm gonna show my other projects. So like other, which is why there's like a pile of like stuff here that wasn't there last video. I'm also going to kind of get a little personal. Some people ask me like what I've recently been watching, what I've listening to, all the good stuff, what I've been doing the past couple weeks. But haul first, because haul. I kitted everything up. Like, Mama did not hold back. Like, I just sat there and I was like, I need DMC, I need fancy floss, I need beads, I need patterns, I need kits, I need a Lowry stand. This is the reason I'm filming today. Like, the stitching is great, but this is stitchy kindness. There's stitchy kindness too. There's a lot going on. So, I didn't bring everything because I've got some things kitted up and put away for October. I'm gonna share those projects with you guys now. I showed Twin Peaks Primitive, there we go. I showed this last time. I got this one, it is Trick or Treat, and it is not that huge, but it is, this house is a lot of stitching, and so is the house. Oh my God, the house is a lot of stitching, and so is the moon. But I think once I get that done, it'll just knock out the rest. I did completely kit this up. It's one of those like books where it's, you know, so I don't think that was shown. I don't think it was shown that much. But it just calls for DMC. So I charted it up. Yeah, 125 by 99. Again, this actually was a National Market exclusive. I didn't realize that the last video, but I went back to like Charter Up, or not Charter Up, Kitter Up, and when I was typing in, you know, whatever, seeing if there was like what do they call it when they pre-package? Like not an embellishment pack, because that's for like mirrors and stuff with like beads, but it's kind of like a floss kit, just like all the floss was already together. So, and that's whenever I found out it's a Nashville exclusive. So I am keeping this until October. So this is actually gonna be a new start on the 1st of October. I wanna stitch I'm about to get myself in trouble. I wanna stitch this completely in the month of October. Like I want it start, finish, finish object. Like completely done. Like needle first stitch in there and completely done by the 31st. Like, I think I can do it. I really do. I don't have any of the flosses with me. It's again in a project bag that is over there. But at least I brought the cover art. And so I also have Santa Clarita Charm by Fortnite Fabrics, 32 count even weave. It's a purple. And it's got some really nice modeling, and I think everything in this one is just gonna pop right off. So I did that. I got all the floss and all that stuff too. Let's look at a couple other things. I have gotten 3. I bought my Lowry. So I bought a Lowry stand after I got back from Derek and Christian's. I stitched on, Derek and Christian don't have Lowrys, they have, or does Christian have a Lowry? They both have stands, but they're, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I don't know what brand they are, but they have more moving parts, and they're like 3 times the cost of a Lowry, like 2 times. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. They're gonna watch this and like come for me, text us in the group chat and be like, what are you talking about, girl? But their stands are really nice. And so when I was there, I stitched on Derek's for like an hour, and I was like, I need a stand. It's changed my life. I can stitch two-handed. I can use a laying tool, and I can sit there and instead of having my arm like this with my Q-snap holding it against my body like this for 4 hours at a time, my muscles and tendons in my shoulder, my hands can relax. I don't have any issues with like RA or carpal tunnel or a torn meniscus. Like I don't have any issues with my hands and my arms right now. Like I don't have arthritis or anything, and I don't want to get there. So it is a bigger purchase, the Lowry, because the shipping is expensive because it's international. It goes through customs and it takes a minute. It takes a good minute to get your stand. So I was like, I'm gonna purchase it. I'll have it in a few weeks, maybe by the end of the month for my birthday, and I'll just call it a birthday present. Like it'll be fine. I'm turning 21. When was the last time you knew a 21-year-old that bought a needlework stand and was like, ooh, we're getting crazy, you know what I mean? But I did. And so, y'all, I placed the order Friday at like 2 o'clock in the morning, okay, when I was there with them, because I was like, this is a game changer. I have to have it. Ordered it. My invoice, well, I'm sitting there stitching on Christmas in Nantucket. I'm a storyteller. A lot of people, y'all called me out on that too. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I'm a storyteller, so I like to give the whole experience, okay? So I call, I'm on the phone with a friend of mine, something happens. And I get a knock at the door, and I'm like, it's probably maintenance, it's probably, you know, like, it's probably like my manager. Like, I don't have any, like apartment manager. I'm like, I don't have any stitching coming. Like, I had already gotten my orders from Fire Poppies, and so I was like, that's weird. It's probably just like my mail didn't fit my mailbox, because I have just one of those tiny, literally like this big, mailboxes. And so I was like, oh, like it's, you know, whatever. You don't care about that. I get a knock at the door. It scares me. I get off the phone. I go and open up the door. What hits me in the foot? Oh, my Lowry stand. Because he had put it up, y'all, he put it up against the door, and like, when I opened the door, it fell down and hit me on the top of my foot, and I didn't have any shoes on because I was sitting there stitching, and I was barefoot. I was so excited that like literally like 10 minutes later when I had the thing built, I was like, I have a bruise on my foot. Like I had, because the stand, when it's all broken down into a box, it's a decent sized box, but like where the foot of the stand was, which is where it actually sits on the ground, was where it was in the box. So when the box hit there, it hit with the heaviest parts of the stand. And it like, nothing against Lowry, like not at all, or even UPS. Like he was just putting it up against the door. Like I'm the one that was like, I don't see anybody, like I can open it, and I opened it quickly because I looked through my peephole. I like opened it quickly, and that's when it fell down. So like I was so excited. I was texting everybody. I texted Julie. I texted Derek and Christian. I showed it on Instagram. Like I was like, ah, like I was so excited. I looked on the invoice on the box. I got it the 21st. The invoice on the box with her signature, the lady that put everything together and shipped it out, was the 20th. One day, it was in Europe, and the next day it was sitting in my house. Explain that to me. I order from Amazon, and it's a 7-day, like, it's amazing. They really came through. I just want to talk about that really quick. Like that was absolutely phenomenal service. I emailed her, like, I think it was like the day before or something, and saying, hey, I don't have a shipping notification or something. Emailed right back and was like, here's your tracking, whatever. Like she actually emailed me like 10 minutes after I'd opened up my Lowry stand and gotten it all situated. I checked my laptop, and there was an email there that was like, this is your tracking, and it shows that it's been delivered. And I'm like, yeah, I'm stitching on it. Like I was like, I'm sorry for emailing you, but she had responded quickly. Of course, the shipping was as quick as it was. That was phenomenal. But so that's my biggest haul. It's in the other room. I'm not gonna like pull it out. It's all set up. I've got it exactly how I like it. I've got stitching on it right now. No, I don't. But I'm exhausting myself. I don't know how y'all have gotten to this point. We're what, an hour and 10 minutes? Good for you if you've stayed. Another gold star. By the end of the year, y'all are gonna have so many gold stars. So I opened the door, and there's my Lowry. I built my Lowry. My foot hurts. TLDR. Too long, didn't read. That's what that was. And then I start stitching on it, and again, a game changer. Absolutely love it. Can hold my Q-snap. I don't have to hold it. My wrists feel great now. I have no issues. And I know I'm not gonna have any issues by like holding it there and having my arm pulled up, you know. I do need to have a few accessories to it. It's just the basic silver and gray, like Lowry. It has, everything is magnetized on it, so I can put my needle minders on it, my pattern, all the good stuff. These are just, these flosses. Where are my other ones? Are they in here? Oh yeah, they're in here. My other flosses, however, sorry, I am like tripping out right now. I don't know where these go, but I have them. It's for something. I know that much. These flosses right here, they're just a DMC, you know. I've got 3013, which is like a green. 221, which is like a cranberry red. I have 3822, which is like a lemony yellow. I got a 3776, which is like a burnt orange. That's a little bit lighter than a burnt orange. I've got 19. Obviously, if y'all have any of these, you know what they look like. That's gonna be like a, we'll just say yellow. Isn't that funny? We, as stitchers, we notice like the tiniest hint of like undertone and variegation and stuff because we see it as it works up in our projects. It's so funny. This is more of a peachy, this is 3771. It's like a skin tone, well, skin tone for me. Peachy pink. I don't know what these go to because it's not with this pattern, but it goes to something and I'll find it and I'll have it because I would never buy those colors just randomly. I also got 25 count Lugana. This is Stormy Clouds. It is by Yarn Tree. I've never gotten any of their fabric before. It's not, it's an 1/8 and I like the way it feels and I like the modeling on it, but it's a little bit stiffer than what I'm used to working with Fortnite fabrics, which is fine. I think it'll turn out great. But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna show it on this board and it's not gonna be able to be seen. This is a lighter gray white piece. Oh, you can't see anything on this. Okay. It's very, very slight variegation or modeling. There's hardly anything here. It's just a very even across the board. Oh my God. There's a front and a back. I hope y'all are laughing with me right now because you just saw that part. If you didn't, back it up 10 seconds because that's my reaction right there. Here I am showing this side of the fabric and it flips over. Look at that. Look at the difference. I was on the wrong side. I didn't know there was a side. I knew I bought this fabric for some reason. Look how pretty that is. This is what we're talking about. I hope you got a good laugh out of that because I know I just did. That's so funny. I knew there was a front and back to some fabrics, but I thought that this was just through and through. So I don't know which way I want to do it yet, but this is it's kind of like a marbly. See how that's a completely different fabric on the back? That's insane to me. Why did I not see that? There we go. That's true to color. Beautiful fabric. Very pretty. That is what I'm stitching my Pumpkins and Bittersweet on by the Scarlet House. This is what Julie gifted me so graciously. It was some Stitchy Kindness last video in case you haven't seen it. This is also my other October start. I'm waiting till the 1st, maybe the 2nd. I've never started 2 projects in a day, so it might be the 1st with a Trick or Treat by Twin Peak Primitives. But I did kit it all up with the floss. Fire Poppies did not have 2 of the colors that I needed, the fancy flosses, because I said in my last video I was doing fancy floss. It does call for Gast, the Gentle Art sampler threads, and so I have those. It's an 88 by 50. It's pretty small. The largest stitching is going to be, of course, the pumpkin itself, but it's going to look really good. And then I have a couple of I only have one DMC, pardon me, because the Fire Poppies did not have the Gast for that one. But I also was missing another one, and they sent me an email and they were like, hey, we refunded you. We don't have that floss anymore, or we don't have it in stock right now. And then Oliver, he works at Fire Poppies, so graciously messages me on Instagram and says, hey, I saw your order, not trying to be a creep, which it was not creepy at all. This is super nice, super, super nice. And he messages me and he's like, I'm not trying to be a creep. I saw your order. I was packaging it myself, whatever. Like, he came across my order when he was in the shop that day and said, I noticed that we refunded you one of the Gast, and I know you probably don't want to pay shipping for like one more or do the conversion yourself at home, but I have that Gentle Art at home. And he went home, got that thread, it was this one right here. It's like deep brown one. Got that pecan pie specifically, got that floss for me, shipped it to me for free. Super sweet. That's whenever he included the that dog and cat needle minder. And he wrote a really sweet note. I have it up on my fridge right now. He wrote a really sweet note. That's what I'm talking about. Like, our community is just absolutely just amazing. Like, everybody it comes together. Well, like 99% of us, as Michelle Bindi says. 99.5 of us. 90% of us are great people. And I second that. I really agree with that. So I'm able to stitch this pattern completely because Oliver over at Fire Poppies, which I'll link his Instagram and then I'll link Fire Poppies down below, were incredibly kind with me. Like, that was so sweet. So that's a lot of the haul. No, that's not a lot of the haul. I still have a lot more. Yeah, you're like, how can this man still talk? This is gonna be an hour and a half. It might even be longer. This is embarrassing. But those people that like longer projects or longer videos, here you go. Well, if you like bigger projects, you probably like longer videos too. I also got this little iron-on embroidery stuff at the local Walmart. Some people iron these onto dishcloths and stuff like that and stitch on them. There's like some like instructions on how to do that on the back right here. It's a reusable, because I don't know, I haven't opened it because it's just like a little paper thing, but I like it because it has like apple and orange and pear and grapes. It is more of like a primitive style, like it's very like obvious cross stitches, and it's going to be done in like one color. But I want to stitch these either individually or on like a very like thin, long piece of fabric and put it in my kitchen. Like the strawberry one, like I love the strawberries. I love the orange. Like these are all really cute designs. Just very simple, a day project. But so I got that, that's a part of haul. I got this, I'm just gonna leave it in the bag because it's just white Lugana. This is 32 count. It's also an 8. I'm actually gonna open it. See, this one's softer than the stormy one. This is by Yarn Tree. I don't know if I already said that. This is actually probably because of the modeling on the other one where it had like the, you know. So this is just simple white. You can never have too much just like blank fabric. I can dye this. I can do something cool with it. There's also this fabric that I don't remember how I got this. I know who it's from and I know how I got it, but I don't know why I got it, if that makes any sense. It is by Fortnite Fabrics. It's just this fabric right here. Isn't that pretty? It's like a cotton candy, that's true to color. I don't know if I literally don't remember how this getting in my bag. I think I remember us talking about it because it was around the same time of me dying or getting fairy ring, because I knew I wanted to do a mirror on that. I don't know. But Fortnite Fabrics is 32 count even weave. Are you surprised? I'm not. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a longer video. Sorry, everybody. There's a lot to talk about. This is so exciting. Okay, so this is, I literally got it while I was in class earlier today. It's just, this is Fire Poppies. This is how they package them. You know, it's like in, this is a bubble wrap, so it kind of gives some like give. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. It kind of gives some give if it gets like damaged, like thrown around and stuff. I just really enjoyed their packaging style. They like put everything in there really nicely, and I kind of wanted to like, I don't know what's in here. Like I know like the general idea, but Derek and Christian, the other day I was messaging them when I was trying to buy some stuff for myself. I needed to get the beads for the Mirabilia, the August Peridot, and I also needed to get like a few flosses and stuff like that. So I was talking to them, and I was like, why is this pattern, I'm gonna call myself out here. I said, why is this pattern $40? Like, and it was on sale because Fire Poppies had their birthday sale, which is over by now. But I was like, why is this $40? They messaged me, they're like, what are you talking about? Derek, I think, messages me, and he's like, what are you talking about? And so I was like, okay, cool. I'm talking about this project, and I sent a picture of it. And he's like, baby, that's a kit. And I was like, oh, that's why it's $40. And then upon further inspection, I have it here, I realized that, oh, Oh, that's fun. This was designed in the United Kingdom, so it has everything in the metric system. Wow. This is so cute. This is my first time looking at this. So, I'm leaving it in the crinkly bag because I don't want to take it out just yet. I need to do some like quick math on this. Wow. It's like my first time, like, you know how you'll see the little pictures on 123 Stitch or whatever you're shopping on, and you don't like know what it looks like, and then you get it in person, you're like, ooh, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'll finally show you. So this is by, it's Cut Through Magic School. Oh, maybe I should take it out of the packaging. No, because the flosses are wrapped around the fabric. So it's a kit. So it comes with 14 count Zweigart Ada, and it comes with all of the threads, Bothy threads. I haven't heard of them. Bothy threads, the home of happy stitching. It's super cute. They pre-sorted my floss for me. I love that. And then they also gave me needles and the pattern, and just, it's 14 count, which is typically not my go-to, because it can kind of be big. Whatever, okay, so it's 26 by 36 centimeters. So if you know that, shout out to the rest of the world, because everyone else knows metric except for America, specifically the United States. I think it's a big piece. I don't know. 26 centimeters converted to inches. Hey Siri. 26 centimeters converted to inches. Oh, it's not connected to my phone because my phone is recording. Okay, anyways. I was trying to convert that. It's not going to be converted. I'll talk about it in my next video. The conversion. I don't want to talk to my girl on the phone because I don't want to set off y'all's, and I don't want to talk to my girl over there that goes by Google because she listens to everything. So that's that on that. I want to give a big kiss over in Derek and Christian's way because that's really sweet of them. It's kind of funny though because I was so bothered by the fact that it was so expensive, and I really thought it was just a pattern, but I was ready to buy it because look how cute it is. Like each little room has their own, and it's a school. It's a magic school. And as a future teacher, I'm sold. I'm sold. So my next thing, they're all, I didn't think about this. They're wrapped up, but just trust and believe. My beads, I don't want to make too much noise because they're really loud, for my memorabilia are in there. It's wrapped up, it's taped up really well because so they don't get like lost, and I'm not, here's my invoice, and they're not going, I don't want to like the rustle of the plastic. Every single order that I've ever gotten from Fire Poppies, they send me little candies. This is the Charleston Chew. I've eaten like 4 of these within the past like week. And then I also got one more design. It is by the Witchy Stitcher. She does have her own shop, but she also sells through other people. Fire Poppies, for instance. I got the Witchy Stitcher just bottled that emotion right up. And you'll see what I'm talking about here when I show this. So just bottle that emotion right up. And I'm leaving it as charted because there's something powerful about that. Emotion is not what is supposed to be said right here. It's supposed to be like emotion, bottle that right up. But this, I'm gonna keep that to your viewing pleasure and not your hearing. It's just a pattern. I got that, and then I'll kit this up in time, but I really enjoy like the style of that. So Witchy Stitcher has a lot of cute stuff. It's a lot of, well, not cute stuff. It's like grungy, like dark. my style. Like, I'm really realizing that I'm slowly creeping into that when it comes to stitching and stuff, which I love a good satire piece like that. So that's it for haul. I have a lot of DMC and other fabrics and stuff like that that I've kitted up over the past couple of weeks, but they're not as intriguing as anything else. So what I think I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna talk a little bit about my personal life, what I've been watching, what I've been listening to, eating, blah, blah, blah. But I'm eating, do people care about what I eat? But I think I'm gonna keep the other crafts for another video because this is already an hour and a half and I don't want to show my crochet and stuff and people not be able to see it because they're unable to watch the whole video or something like that. So I think I might do that as like a bonus video next week. Let me know what you think about that, because here's like a sneak peek. Like, this is like one of my blankets. I have my quilt over there. I can get all set up and make it happen. But that way I can, you know, spend some time and hear your feedback on that. Or I may film it today as a separate video. It's already 5 o'clock, so probably not. I'll hear what you guys have to say about it first. So what I've been doing in my personal life, I've been watching a lot of TV. I've been enjoying the past couple weeks because I knew that I was coming back to school today. And I knew that once I hit school mode, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I tend to crank it out because the future teacher in me, I'm not too sure. I don't procrastinate. I just go for it. And so I've been watching The Rain, which is on Netflix, RAIN. It's like a post-apocalyptic drama. The episodes are, I think they're about an hour long, so it's got that drama kind of length to it. But it's not intense. It's dramatic, but it's not like they've done every single thing that came across their mind. So it's been really nice. They're shorter seasons too, so it's easy to binge seasons. I'm almost done with season 2. I think there's like 3 or 4 seasons, maybe even more. I think the 4th season just came out, which is why I started watching it, because Netflix sent me a notification for it. I've also been watching Roswell, New Mexico, which is a dramatic. That's also on Netflix. That one is aliens, and it's not the end of the world, but like it's current day. There's 4 or 5 seasons of that one too, 3 or 4. It's a CW original, so it's not a Netflix one, so I always have to wait for the next season to come out when the old one drops. That's a show that like, they're like, oh, we want to make sure that this person dies and then gets hit by a train and then, you know, comes back and then is a house and then is a dog, and then like I can't stitch and watch that show because there's so much constantly going on, and it's not like there's like a lot of plot stories. It's just more about like, they do whatever they want and they get away with it and they make it work. Like, it's an intense show. So that one's more of like, I'm just sitting here just like, this is intense. I have also been I watched For Colored Girls. That's on Amazon Prime. 100% recommend it. I need to watch Freedom Riders because someone recommended that to me, so I'm going to watch that within the next couple of days. I've also been watching, what did I watch the other day? Oh, The 100, that's a CW original. They're showing their last season right now, so I'm rewatching the 6th season because they have 6 seasons on Netflix, but then the 7th is showing right now. So once the finale happens, like in a couple weeks, they're gonna put the 7th season on Netflix. So I'm kind of like catching myself back up in preparation of that, because I'll binge watch that. I binge watched Dead to Me season 2. I kind of got into that one a little bit late. It's like a strong female lead. There's 2 strong female characters. They're the main characters, and they're just crazy. It's just like a friendship, and like some crazy stuff happens, and like they have to like deal with it. I watched The Mandela Effect on, I think it was Amazon the other day, maybe Hulu. I was texting Derek and Christian, and I was like, I think we got on FaceTime afterwards, and I was like, guys, I don't know what the hell I just watched. Like, I don't know. But if you want to have a show where like they pretty much, it's a movie, it's not a show. It was filmed a few years ago. Like it came out a few years ago. Like I'm late to the game always. But it's a movie. I keep saying show because I tend to watch TV shows. It's a movie where like it happens in the first 2 minutes, so it's not a spoil, but like his daughter dies, like the main character, and he starts seeing her again. And like, if you know anything about the Mandela effect, it's something where history has been changed, but people still remember it the same way. So it was one of those movies that like, there's 6 different timelines going on, and then it all comes together in the last like 2 minutes. I've found out like the older I get, like the more I'm not interested in that, because it's so much cognitive work. And when I'm sitting there stitching, or I just got off of work or something, it's just a lot. But if you're into those kind of like psychological, piece it together as you go thrillers, then that's probably one for you. What I've been listening to, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to watching stuff. I've been getting back into my anime. I watch the 7 Deadly Sins, and I also watch Sword Art Online. I literally only watch those, and I only rewatch those. I don't know anything about anime, but I really enjoy those storylines, and I enjoy those characters and their heart-wrenching stories, and I love them. What I've been listening to, Lana Del Rey comes out with a new album next month, like apparently within the week, September 5th, but we'll see. We'll know by my next Flosstube. I'm a big fan of hers. I always listen, I can't tell you the last day I haven't listened to at least an hour of her music, collectively, like every single day. Like I stitch to her, I watch YouTube to her, like she'll be in the background, I'll, schoolwork, all the good stuff. I also recently started getting back into, what's it called? It's like a true crime and paranormal podcast that I watch, and That's Why We Drink. They do like, there's 2 people, it's a lady and a non-binary pal, and they come together, and one of them does the true crime aspect of the podcast, and then the other one does the paranormal. And so when they come together, they like talk to each other about it, like while they're telling the story. It's really nice. And then I've also been listening to the Michelle Obama podcast. That only started a few weeks ago. It's a Spotify original. It's really good. She talks about like her time in the White House, and she has like one with Barack, and she has one with her mom, or not her mom, her brother, and they talk about her mom and stuff like that. And it's just nice to have like an insider look on that. Because I already enjoy her book, and I enjoyed her documentary, and I enjoyed her time in the White House. So, been listening to that too. Been getting into, Beyonce dropped that Lion King album, Black Parade, I believe is the name of the album. I think it's been out. I just think it's just came out on Spotify. They have a weird relationship. Like when her last album came out, Lemonade, like they didn't have it for like a year and a half. So I've just been listening to that lately because I use Spotify. What else have I been listening to? Of course, the infamous song that everyone talks about right now, Waffles and Pancakes. We'll leave it at that. I have not been having that on repeat, but I'm not gonna say I haven't not been having that on repeat sometimes, because it's an energy, it's a vibe. I've also been listening to more of like indie alternative. I found a new artist, like a couple artists that I really enjoy. It's been good. A lot has happened the past couple weeks, and I'm ready for life to kind of just like settle back down for a little bit. Because typically my summers are busy, because that's when I do my traveling. Like I went to Miami, and I went to Gatlinburg, and I went to North Carolina, and I went to Kentucky, and I do all this like hopping around in the summer because I don't get to during the school year. And since COVID and everything, I've been careful there. So I also want to thank everybody for the concerns there. I have been completely safe. Mask, testing, all that good stuff. Washing hands, listening to the facts. So thank y'all for like being concerned about me traveling recently with that. And I think that's pretty much it. I've done a little bit of reading for school, some like textbook stuff. But other than that, this is where I'm at. So that's my 2 weeks. This is an hour and 34-minute video as I'm speaking right now. It'll probably get cut just a little bit. But want to say thank you to everyone again for all the love. Subscribe. I had like, you know, YouTube does their analytics and stuff, and I'm a numbers person. I want to teach math. So when it comes to numbers, I'm like, ooh, like percentages. So go ahead and subscribe and comment and like and do all the Flosstube stuff. You know how it is. Open a conversation with me. I try to respond. I have responded up to date right now to everybody on the last video. I'm gonna try to do that because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for the community. So if you subscribe and you comment, I'll be sure to like see it, and because the way that it comes up as a YouTube profile now is different from what I'm used to as just viewing YouTube. Like there's so much more and it's harder to find stuff. So if you like and subscribe and comment and all that stuff like that, you'll hear a response from me for sure, because I'll see it in the comments and it notifies me and stuff. But follow me on Instagram, Noah Stitches, it's the same as this YouTube channel name right here, but it's just with a period. I'll be sure to, you know, reach out to you guys there too if you like. And then also I want to thank everybody. You recently bought me a coffee. I'll have that linked below as well. It's just kind of like a token of gratitude, like an appreciation. So many people have done it, and that was so nice of so many people. Really overwhelming, but I just want to send out thank yous to the ones that did that. You know who you are. And then I think that's it. Follow everybody else that I've mentioned in the video that I'm gonna have linked. And that's what that is. I don't know what I'm gonna title this. Maybe like another long one. Good luck. But I'm gonna try to get off of here, get this posted by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see. It's Monday. Anything can happen. I'll sit down with my stitching and let it upload. So I will see you guys later. In 2 weeks, it'll be another Monday. I don't know the date off the top of my head, but that's that. Okay, I'll see you. Now I'm actually going to leave. I'm actually gonna leave. Again, follow everybody down there, subscribe to me, comment, all the good stuff. I will see y'all next week, 2 weeks, with hopefully a lot more stitching done, a finish, and I'll see you guys then, okay? Bye.